இருக்கா? சொல். Hi guys, how are you all? You're
Good.
going slow, right?
I have some questions on the homework.
Absolutely, ma'am. Do you want me to open it?
Yeah.
Sure, ma'am. Can I share my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, Ashita, but you have submitted your homework, right, ma'am?
Yeah, I did.
Hmm. Anirudh, try to send everything here, ma. Anirudh. Anirudh is not in here. Parvini. Shragvi, did you have any questions on the homework?
No.
Okay. Siddhi, you had some questions, right?
Yeah.
Definitely. Ashrita, let's definitely go over, ma. But looks like you have done a nice job. Shari, Krish, Lopa, Manav, you all did not do, is it? Why?
I'm almost done with it. I'll probably submit it by tomorrow.
Yeah, but I do understand all of you are a little busy, but at the same time, I feel like it's important to finish homework. Otherwise, it becomes very hard later. Meaning, we are covering the easier ones only. So, that being the case, you should definitely do, is my honest thought. Okay. Okay, let's see. I just want to note down who are present quick. Recalculate. Okay, so today is June 18th, right? Marking. Okay. Parvini, are you here? Siddhi here? Dwani?
I'm here.
Okay. Okay. Shragvi, you're here, ma?
Yeah,
Shragvi, Cheryl?
I'm here.
Okay, but I don't see Lopa, right? My God. Okay. Lopa's not in the- 1 minute, ma, I'm bringing up, okay? Ashita. Anirudh, are you here? Manav? Akash? Oh my God. Give me a minute, guys. Manav is also not here. Wow. Okay, Manav is waiting in the room. Guys, you have to log in on time, and it is important to remember the class. Okay. Oh, anymore? What is it? Okay, guys, let me share the Google Classroom work, and you can ask me whatever questions you have. Uh, I'm on mute. Are you able to see my screen?
I see notes.
Notes, that's fine. But you wanted me to share the classroom work, right?
Yeah.
Where are your questions? Tell me.
The second packet.
This one?
Question number 3B. I
Question.
did the I was able to get A and C for that one, but for some reason I was getting a different answer every time I solved it. B.
No problem, ma. Which one?
B. So I did f of x equals f of 12 minus f of 5 divided by 12 minus 5, and I got 205 minus 74 over 7,
Divide by 12 minus 5.
which is 131 divided by 7. So I got 18.714, but it's saying it's wrong. It gave a
Oh
different
my
answer.
goodness, really?
And this one's the solution for the third one. So the solutions on the second one are all on the bottom.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Wait. I don't remember this. Okay. Where is it? 3.
In the second packet, if you go down. This is the third.
I am sorry, lady.
The other one. Up that at the top. Second one.
Okay, I have my own. Hold on. Okay, which one I should go to?
The one to the right at the top.
This one?
Yeah, that one.
Okay. Okay. So this one you have a doubt on 3B,
B.
correct?
Yeah.
3B.
It's giving 26.4, but I got 18.714.
Okay, let's try it out. Why did the others not bring up this question is my next question. Yeah, what you did was correct. Whatever you're saying seems correct, Amma. Okay. 205 minus 74 divided by 12 minus 5.
Yeah.
Got it, 1.
And
then
then 131 divided by
131.
7 gives you 18.714.
I agree. That is the answer. Yeah. 6, 5, 7, 7. This is the answer.
Yeah. The key is saying 26.4.
I saw that. That
Yeah.
is the incorrect value.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Yeah, I have a question on number 4.
For which
I
one?
got 8, not -8, but they're saying -8 is the answer.
That, let's say. Rate of change of each function at a given point. Okay. What points did you consider?
I did -2.001 and then -2.
You did -2. Okay. I think this you might have made a mistake. Let's see.
Okay.
So you got -2.001.
1.
Okay. Okay, let me put -1.999. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
-2.001. Okay. You put -2.001, right?
Yes.
-2.001 minus f of -2 divided by -2.001 minus
Minus.
plus 2.
Yeah.
Now that would be
Then I got -10 minus -10.008.
wait.
Okay.
You'll have to do this and tell me, please. I will have to do. Dhwani, did you have a question, Dhwani?
No, I didn't.
So minus 8.001 plus 2 is what? Minus 6.001 minus 2.001 the whole square. What is the answer for this, Ashruta?
For that one, I got -10.008.
That seems incorrect, Ashruta. Yeah, that seems right, Ashruta. 2
Miss
square
Priya,
is, yeah, -10. Yeah, ma?
also I submitted last week's homework since I messaged you.
I see. I didn't go through that. Minus 10.008.
008.
Okay. And then what did you get for the other one? That I can do, ma. It's a simple one.
Yeah.
Okay,
Negative
so
10.
minus 2 minus 8 minus 4 plus 2. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 minus 12 plus 2 minus 10
Yeah.
minus 20.008 divided by 0.001. It's a positive,
Yeah, when you do that,
positive 20, approximately a positive
Huh?
20, huh?
isn't it? Don't you have to do negative 10 minus um aren't you
What's the,
subtracting? You forgot to subtract on the top.
or did I?
You did. It's supposed to be negative 10.008 minus 10 because
Oh,
you're
yeah,
subtracting.
it's a plus 10, correct,
Yeah.
ma.
So
So
that gives you
more of a minus 0.008 by minus 0.001, correct?
I did it the other way. I did oh, I see what I did wrong. I
Okay.
swapped the position of both of them in the end.
Yeah, you got it?
Yeah, I got it.
Good to know. Okay, Siddhi, what are your questions, Siddhi?
I have more questions.
Sure.
Question number 5. I have a question on 5.
I want you to do by yourself. Why?
I got 0.1, but I don't know why that's wrong. I got exactly 0.1.
Okay, Ashrita, while I'm very happy that you
Yeah.
did right, I want to honor the way you did the homework and are asking. So let me do this.
Yeah.
So 5 and 4.999, can I take?
Yeah.
4.999. Can you tell me what is the square root of 4.999?
Auntie, I'm doing question 5.
I am sorry, lady.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It's fine.
F of minus 1 2.001 will be equal to, what is the answer? Please do it in a calculator and tell me the answer.
Negative 0.2499.
What is f of minus 2?
F of minus 2
Minus
is
1 by
negative
4
0.25.
minus 0.25, right? Okay, now how did you do this? Minus 0.24 minus 0.25 divide by minus 2.001 plus 2, correct?
Yeah.
So it'll be, when I add this, 0.01 positive divided by 0.001 negative. You get that?
Yeah, that's what I got as my answer. But the thing said 0.125. That's why I thought, like, for the rest of these questions where they're giving you have to find the other point, I'm getting something like 1 point off or something.
You know what? You know what? Minus 2499. Did you do that?
That's what I
Yeah.
got too. Like,
Yeah,
many
I
of
did
the-
that.
Many
Dhwani,
of
go
the
ahead.
many of the answers were like, I guess they're rounded at a different stage.
Yeah,
So
that's what I was saying
the
too.
answer ended up. So mine was a little
Yeah.
different too at times.
Okay, I have a question. Did you try minus 1.999?
I usually go for 1 point above instead of 1 point.
Yeah.
That's why.
Correct, ma.
too.
But did you try this one?
No, I didn't try that one.
See, for me, however you consider, it should be the same.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I mean? I
Yeah.
mean, there can be variations in the decimal, but
Yeah, for me, it's
let's
not
see.
just variation in the decimal, but I think for a few other questions, I'm getting a like totally different answer or like something 1 point up.
Let's please work out. Fourth, right? Fourth one, fifth one, right?
Yeah, fifth one, I think we just did that one. We got 0.1, but this one's just
No, 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 no. That's what I'm saying. We just did it. I don't think we did it properly. Did
okay.
you do this fully?
Yeah, we did. We just did. We got
No, right? We didn't. It's not 0.01, right? It's
Okay.
not 0.01. You'll have to do, don't round the decimals. You see what I mean, huh?
No, yeah, I didn't round it, yeah.
Then what did you get here?
I still got 0.001 over negative 0.001.
0011 divided by 0.001. So that puts you in 1.1 by 1. So basically, oh, are you getting 1.1 for this one?
1.1? I got 0.1. Okay, maybe I did it wrong.
No. Wait, Amma. Okay, let me do. Fourth one. All the others, how did you do? Minus 0.125.
What packet is this?
This is there, ma. On top it's written, right? 1.2. I really feel we are not doing the right job. Hold on. Because see, some problems I feel like the first one, as you said, right, Shraddha, you told me correctly, I felt. But in the second one, I felt like something was incorrect at your end. So we feel it was right, right? So let's please go over this. I feel like there's something that we are missing. Can I redo it properly? Parvini, how did you do it, ma?
I got all of them right except like number 4 because I misread the x equals to -2 as x equals to 2.
You got all of them correct, huh? You matched with the
Yeah.
values?
Huh?
You matched with the given answers?
Yeah.
Mm, but one answer was incorrect, right? Ashrita pointed out, right?
Yeah, I did that one wrong too.
Okay, let's see. One by, let me check, guys. I feel like divide by 2 times. I'm doing it, guys, for you. Give me a minute. 2 times 1.999. Bracket close. See, I'm getting 0.250. A negative 0.250. Okay, this one f of -2 would be minus 1 by 4, which is negative 0.25, right? Oh, wow.
Yeah, that gets you 0.1.
So now f of -2, let me start with -2 plus 1.999. Okay, -2 minus 0.25 plus 0.250125. Correct? So it would be 0.000125 divided by minus 0.001. That's what I'm getting, right? Minus 2.0001.999. 0.111. So what is the answer given, Emma?
0.125.
0.001. Yeah, see, 0.001 if I do, that would be 3 decimal places out. Is it negative?
I think it was
Yeah.
or
No,
ne-
it's negative.
yeah.
Okay, so you chose 1 point up, right? I also
Yeah.
want to do that. Okay, at the end we need to be clear, right? 2.001 f of -2. I want to try both, Amma, so that we are clear, because Dwani is also saying you got different answers, so it's important. So let me quickly try, guys. It's okay even if it takes time. 001. So that would be a negative. Okay, so you'll get a negative answer. So 1 by -4 will be equal to minus 0.25, right? Now let me do it by myself. Okay, I'm doing it in a calculator. Okay, 1 divided by, instead of depending, right, 2 times 2.001. 2. I'm getting something like 0.249875. Okay, now 0.25 minus this plus 0.249875. Okay, minus 0.25. Correct, right? That will be what? Yeah, ma. Dwani, what inputs did you take, ma?
I took -2.001.
You took what?
-2.001 for the other one.
Yeah, then I'm still getting it right, right?
I did a calculation mistake.
Point
But
zero
this one's
zero
just a
one two four nine three seven five divided by 0.001. So now when you move 3 decimal places, it would be minus 0.1249375, which is the same as this, Amma.
I think I also did a calculation mistake.
The problem, yeah, I do understand where the problem might have come. Okay, meaning on the shallow surface, if I would have done right, I would not have listened to so many decimal points and all. It's coming. That sort of a thing I have. Whereas I sit, write down, substitute properly, and put it in a calculator, do it with all focus, then you get answers properly. You see what I mean? Meaning, yeah, the first time I did right, I just rounded, right? It's not correct. You see what I mean? Meaning, if you get this right, don't take it as 0.24 or 25. If you take it as 25, see, it doesn't make any sense. The rate of change is zero, right? So don't do that. Then you'll get it correctly. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, one more question I don't mind trying.
Okay. For number, I think on the last packet.
Last packet.
The
Okay,
last
that's good to
one.
see that several of you have done it nicely. Last packet. Which
Yeah,
one,
the other one. I have a question on 8. Not that one. Go down.
go down. This one.
No. On the other one, the other one. The first, yeah, that one. The one down.
One down. With this one.
That's the answer key to the side. Yeah,
This one.
yeah. I
Okay,
have a
what do you
question
want?
on number 8. I'm
Yeah,
getting 4.9.
no problem, ma. Let me
Yeah.
do this. Let me do this by myself. Let's see. Okay.
Okay.
What did you choose? 2 pointer, 1.99.
I use 2.001.
2.001. I'll also use that. Dhwani, did you get the right answer for this one?
Let me check. Let me open the scanned documents.
7 times root of 2. Okay. Now f of 2.001. Do it with all focus, guys. Okay. You will never miss answers. These are easy things where you can score points. One thing about your AP Pre-Calc exam, you know what? The honors Pre-Calc kids really suffered, struggled, and studied. For you, particularly the free response question, right? Meaning, when we went through the Pre-Calc class, because last year was the first year they had introduced all ISDs, right? At the start it was like I was so what to say, meaning I was really scared, see how the exam is going to be, is it going to be hard or all that. At the end, right, several of the units that the honors pre-calc students studied, you don't have to study. And for the free response questions, right, you already know that this is the eh, problem type that is going to come. So if you know that, practice those so well that you'll never make mistakes. There is no way you can't get 100. You see what I mean? Meaning every way you can get 100 in an AP Pre-Calc exam because you know everything. Only the multiple choice questions might be a little different, right? You don't know what is going to come. But that if you know the very basics, it's very easy to solve the multiple choice questions. How about this?
I got it
Let
right,
me.
Miss Priya.
I'm doing.
I got it right.
You got it right. Okay, this is the last one I'm going to try, Ashrita. Okay, yeah. So let me see. Square root of x, right? Square root of x. I don't see square root of x in my calculator. Why is it taking time? So this is square root of 2, right? Square root of 2. Okay. Square root of 2 times 7, right? This is the last one. Let me do. 9. Ashrita, definitely you would have missed on the decimals, I feel. Because the decimals are so messy.
I got 9.8994.
Yeah, because you missed the 94937, right? Because you cannot round it like that, right? Don't round it, I'm saying. Let's see what happens, right?
So do you want to put like all of them then?
Yes,
Okay.
mostly. Because see, you're taking 001, right?
Yeah.
The difference that you're using as well is so low. So you will have to make that 2.001 times 7, right? So this will be 9.901969501. Subtract 9.89949 4937. Oh my God. What did I get, guys? 9.9019695. 9.899494949, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, correct. So this will be a 6. This will be 8. This will be 4. This will be 7. This will be 4. Then this will be 2. This will be a 9. 0. And then, did you get this? Is the answer 2.4746?
I got 4.9, but I didn't check what the answer is just now. Just scroll down and the answer should be there.
Oh, answer should be down now.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, in the other packet then, I think.
Oh, yeah, 2.4746, right, Amma? What was the question number?
Question number 7.
2x, right?
8.
2.4746.
Yeah, I think I just need to do more
Decimals probably.
yeah, I think that's the problem.
Good to know. Can I move on? Okay,
Yeah.
guys, you know what? 1.2 we are done, right? Today my plan is to complete 3, 4, 5, 6 because last 2 weeks I've been very slow. So I thought I'll pick up speed now. Can I go ahead? Okay, let's see. Let's see. I really intend to do 3, 4, 5, 6, but let's see based on how you understand as well. Okay, I'm not going to expedite unless you guys understand. Okay, let's see. I'm not getting.
Can I lit this picture?
Thank you, Dhwani. So we are going to see in geometry, in a circle, you know what a tangent is. Touches only one point in a circle. A secant touches. Siddhi, you did not ask what were your questions, right?
Oh yeah.
Did you have any questions or are you clear after what we did?
Yeah, I'm clear.
Can I move on?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Go.
just want to make sure you understand as well, right? So are you sure you can do by yourself or you just go over it now and tell me whether you have questions? I'll go over with you.
Oh, I saw the examples you're doing. I got it.
Okay. So this is a tangent, this is a secant, right? Secant touches 2 points on the graph. Okay. Okay, now let's go ahead. So what is a secant here? I drew the line, I drew a secant, right? This is the secant for the graph. Now it touches 2 points on the graph. Let this point be a comma f of a, that is x comma y point, right? Similarly, let this touch b comma f of b, right? Now this is my a point, this is my b point. This is my f of a, this is my f of b, right? Now f of b minus f of a divided by b minus a is the slope of the secant. Any questions here? Again and again and again and again we keep studying the slope basically. Can I move on? Shall I go ahead?
Yeah.
Okay. Shragvi, how was the homework, Ma?
I thought it was fine.
It was easy? Okay. Okay. Let me know, guys. Okay. Now, how about rates of change in a linear function? Let's see. I really want you to understand this one. Let's see this one. We'll take up this one. I'll do this problem on the board. The notes are already there, okay? Meaning it's important that you take your notes, but for your information, we have it already there. So here, I'll take up 2 points. Yeah, when I take up these 2 points, right? 3, 3, I'm going to take up 0 and 1.5. If I take those 2 points, right? F of 1.5 minus f of 0 divided by 1.5 minus 0. F of 1.5 is what? 0 minus f of 0 is 3 divided by 1.5. So minus 3 by 1.5. So minus 2. Can I move on? Let's consider some other 2 points. Let me consider what? I would like to consider some other point. How about minus 1 and 0? I'll consider minus 1 and 0. Okay. f of 0 minus f of minus 1 divided by 0 minus minus 1. F of 0 is what? 3 minus f of minus 1 is what? 5. Right? Divided by 1. Minus 2 by 1 equal to minus 2. What do you understand from this pattern?
It's
Meaning, yeah, I know that you guys can calculate this, but you see a pattern. Whatever interval you take, what happens for a linear function?
The slope is the same.
Yeah, slope is constant regardless of, slope is constant regardless across any interval for a linear function. Any questions on this?
Miss Priya, for the second one where you did -1 comma 0, did you get points from the line or did you pick out a random point?
No, I just picked out minus 1 comma 0 because they were lattice points. Lattice points means they meet at proper whole numbers. You see this point minus 1 and then 0.
Yeah.
I chose
Oh, okay, I
1
get it.
3 minus 1 comma 5. Krish, are you following, Krish?
Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Okay. So for linear functions, it's going to be constant across all intervals. Okay. But the thing about you don't, meaning this is irrespective of the input value interval length. The average rate of change always stays the same in a linear function. Can I move on? It is constant. Now, how about this? Can I try this one for you? How about this? The function is y will be equal to x square minus 2x. Y will be x square minus 2x. Can you, you want the graph, right? How about this? This is the graph. Can we calculate between 1 and 2? Can we calculate between 1 and 2? Please, you try, guys. You try and send the answers to me. What am I doing? Yeah, I really want you to tell me this one. Linear function, we talked about it and it is a constant, but what happened to a quadratic function? You know what? Did you get it, guys?
Miss Priya, can you check my answer?
1 minute more. Mm-hmm. Okay, all of you got it. Okay. Yeah. Krish, are you doing Krish?
Yeah, I'm about to send.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Priya, did I get it right?
Yes, Ashrita, you did. Okay, but if I consider a different interval, let's see. I really want to consider a different interval. Okay. So, okay, let's consider. I want to show you something as well. Okay, for a quadratic function, okay, now the average rate of change here, you all did f of 2 minus f of 1 divided by 2 minus 1, right? That you got it out as 1, right? But I wanted to show you something. I wanted to show you some difference between linear and quadratic function. This is very easy on you, right? Let me show you, wait. Why am Krish, why? Oh, Krish, I got your answer. Cheryl. I don't know how to do this one. Cheryl, you need help?
So what points do I use to?
Here, ma, 1 and 2.
Oh, okay.
Divide by 2 minus 1. F of 2 is what? 2 is 0, right? 0 minus f of 1 is what? Minus 1, right? Cheryl, do you see it?
Yeah, I get it. I thought we could just use whatever, so I was confused why I was
Or
getting
did
it.
you get it now?
Yeah.
Okay, this is an easy part. Okay, finding rate of change is an easy part. Okay, but there is a big difference between linear and quadratic function. Okay, you need to know that. I really want to bring up that linear function as well, because there's no point in dealing with only this. Okay, let me try this one. Okay, so the first one is a linear function, right? Let me put it. I'll do it, guys. It's a concept, so I'll do it. Linear function, and then next one is a quadratic function, correct? So let me do it here. First, let me do it, and then you can do it. Okay, this one is a quadratic function. Okay, see how the difference goes out. How it plays out. Why are we learning about the average rate of change? All that stuff. Let's see. So let me consider minus 6 minus 5 minus 4. Let's do that. Okay, there are two intervals that I'm going to consider. So let me put minus 6. 6 and 42 plus 10 is minus 32, right? Okay, now 5 minus 35 plus 10 is minus 25. Then minus 4 minus 28 plus 10 is minus 18. So this is x, this is f of x, right? So now, if I consider these two intervals, right? F of minus 5 minus f of minus 6 divided by minus 5 minus 6. So what happens? Minus 25 plus 32 divided by 1, which will be 7 by 1. Any questions on that? Now, if I do f of minus 4 minus f of minus 5 minus 4 minus 5. F of minus 4 is what? Minus 18 minus 25 is plus 25 divided by 1, which is 7. This you already said that the rate of change is a constant for a linear function. Now, what is here? I would like to know, wait. 1 second, guys. I really want to go over CDC. So for a linear function, we did that, right? Okay, let me go ahead and see. We discussed the average rate of change for a linear function. is a constant. Here it is always 7. Now the rate of change of the average rate of change is what? The rate of change of the average rate of change is what? The rate of change of the average rate of change is what? See, that is 7 minus 7 is a 0. Next it will be a 7. It will be a 0. So the rate of change of the average rate of change of a linear function is 0. Does that make sense? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's go ahead and do the same exercise for a quadratic function. You're not going to do this. I'm going to do this for you. Let me pick up 1 and 2. Okay, between 1 and 2, I can't show anything, guys. 1, 2, minus 1, minus 1. Let's do all of those. Okay, so I'll take minus 1, 0, 1, 2. There'll be 3 intervals, which is still okay. Not a problem. Let's see. If I put minus 1, right, what is the function? Oh, I don't have the function now. No, I have it. Minus 1 is a 3, right? Then 0 is a 0. 1 is a minus 1. 2 is a 0, right? This is x. This is f of x. Now, my rate of change. Let me consider these two. I'm going to find the average rate of change, or AROC, right? If I do that, 3, I'm going to have 3 minus minus 1. Oh, okay. 3 minus minus 1, I can't. Wait. I have to go with 1 and 2 first. Let me do with 1 and 2. Okay, I can't do the 0 interval. Let me see. 1 and 2 if I do, right? So 0 minus minus 1 by 1, it is plus 1, right? So here, how about this? Okay, that interval I did. Which interval I did? Let me put it out properly for you. I'm using interval 1 and 2. Between 1 and 2, I calculated. Okay. Can I calculate between minus 1 and 2? Minus 1 and 2. You see? Here. So what happens? Minus 1 and 2 means 3 minus 0 divided by minus 1 minus 2. So what happens here? 3 minus 0 divided by minus 1 minus 2. Do you see it? So 3 by minus 3 is a minus 1. Am I making sense, guys? So in a quadratic function, the average rate of change is not what you expect. You see, but we are not considering equal length intervals. We are not considering equal length intervals, but the rate of change, you cannot say that it's a constant. It will differ. Okay, there is something more to a quadratic function. Let me go ahead, explain, and then you can do problems on it. Okay, give me a minute. Okay, I really want you to find out this one. Let's see. How about this? Let's consider this function. I'm going to consider this function. Let me consider the interval 15, 16. First, let me consider 15, 16. We are considering equal length intervals now. See, 1, 1. The difference between the next x unit, x value is 1, right? So 15 and 16, if I consider f of 16 minus f of 15 divided by 1, that will be equal to 2. Okay, now 16 and 17, if I consider f of 17 minus f of 16 divided by 1, f of 17 minus 16 divided by 1. Now I'm going to consider interval 17 and 18. F of 18 minus f of 17 divided by 1. F of 18 minus f of 17. F of 18 minus f of 17 divided by 1. Right? It's a minus 2. Now, we did 17 and 18. I want to do 18 and 19 as last. Clearly, if you do once, you'll be able to understand. We are not going to redo again and again. F of 19 minus f of 18 divided by 1. F of 19, that is minus 4 divided by 1, which is a minus 4. Any questions still here? So the average rate of change of a quadratic function over equal length intervals is as well different. However, I'm going to go ahead and see what is the rate of change here. This is 2, this is 2, this is 2. Do you see it, guys?
Wait,
What is
Miss-
same?
Wait, Miss Priya.
Yeah,
So the second difference for all quadratic equations must be 2, or can it be
that's
one?
correct. Here we call it second difference, we called it in algebra 2, right? So I can call this as rate of change of the average rate of change of a quadratic function is constant provided you take equal intervals. Equal intervals means, see, there's one, there's one, there's one, there's one. Provided you take equal length intervals, if you take, then for a quadratic function, the rate of change of the average rate of change will be a constant. In other words, see, this is the very sophisticated way of trying to confuse. That's what I feel. Simply, we can say the second difference is the same for a quadratic function. For a linear function, the first difference is the same. Now, following this pattern, what do you think about a cubic function? What do you think about a cubic function?
Um, the third difference.
Yeah, the third difference, meaning again, if you go one more route, this minus that, this minus this. If you do that, then that will be the same. Here as well, you'll have different numbers. The third difference will be the same. Okay. So see, that's how we easily find out whether it's a linear function. Linear function means the rate of change is itself going to be a constant. So the rate of change of the average rate of change is going to be 0. Whereas for a quadratic function, the rate of change, the rate of change at the average rate of change is going to be constant provided you take equal length intervals. That means second difference is the same. For a cubic function, the third difference is going to be the same. Any questions here? Can I move on? Okay. Now, okay, how about this? You can find out the rate of change, guys. I don't feel like doing it for you. Okay. Okay, how about this? 12, 17 to 21, average rate of change. Okay. Okay, how about this? Do you think you can do this? I don't know. Let's see. Okay, now tell me about the same graph. Okay, I should not have erased it. Okay, about the same graph, right? What is this graph? 15, 16, 17, 18 is what I have, right? Give me. Okay, we have 15, 16, 17, 18. I don't have it. Great. Give me a minute, guys. 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, let's do that. Okay, we want to show whether it's concave up or concave down. Where did I pick this from? Okay. How about pick up one table here? Determine. Okay, now how about this? Let's find this one. I just want, let's do the second one first. Okay. Here, what happened to AROC? What happens to AROC? A, between
It
these.
stays constant.
Huh?
Wait,
It stays constant 15 by 3. Yeah? This is 35 minus 20. 15 by minus 3, right?
wait, never mind, it doesn't.
15 by minus 3 is minus 5. This is 7 by 7 by minus 3, right? And then this one,
Is -1.
3 by minus 3. How about this one?
-1/3.
Minus
Wait.
1 by, yeah, minus 1 by 3, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So 7 by minus 3 is what? It's basically minus 2.111, correct? So what do you
wait,
think about this? The AROC goes on decreasing or increasing?
It's
Think
increasing.
about it and tell me the AROC goes on decreasing or increasing?
It's increasing.
It's increasing. It's becoming less negative. Am I with you all, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if the rate of change is increasing over equal length input intervals, the graph will be, if the rate of change is increasing over equal length intervals, then the graph is going to be a concave up graph. How do I say that? Let's say I have 4, 7, 10. Let's say 2, 3, 4, 4, 7, 10, 13. You see equal length intervals. 16. Now you have 35, 20. 35 is somewhere here. 35, 20, 35, 20, 35, 20. Then you have what? 13. 13 is for a 10. 13, and then what? 13 is a 10, 16 is a 9. So you see what is meaning. I know you're not given the other part, but whenever you see the AROC goes on the positive end, meaning it goes on becoming positive, more positive, right? In this case, do you see, when you see the graph, right, it is going to likely become a cup. So it is concave up. When the rate of change is going to become increasingly positive, then it is a concave up. When the AROC decreases, then that part of in this interval, the graph is concave down. Any questions here? Any questions here? Concave down means, I'll show you more examples, you'll get it.
Wait, Miss Priya,
Yeah, ma?
I don't get it because the y values keep decreasing as the x values increase, the y values decrease. So how does it go up?
That does not, yeah. I am not talking about how the value of y increases or decreases with x. That's not what I am talking about. I am talking about you find the AROC for each interval. You know how to find the AROC for each interval. We are going to build on top of it now. So when you find the AROC, compare the AROC for each of the interval given. -5 becomes -2 point something. See the negative value, the negativity goes on decreasing, right? -1, and then it's -1 by 3. Maybe at some point it's going to become positive. You see what I mean? It's becoming less and less negative. That means it's going to be concave up. Make sense? See, remember guys, concave up, you know how to remember that? Concave up is a cup. Cup, if you have a cup, it's concave up. Concave down is like it's like your sad face, concave down. Got it? So when the AROC starts to decrease, then it is concave down. Why, I'll tell you as well. I'll show you in a graph, nice graph where I'm able to show you. I'll definitely show you. Hold on. Okay. They're not showing all the intervals. Give me a minute. I want to show, this is a good one. No, this is not a good one. Okay, how about this? Okay, how about this? This is a subtle, nice question to you all. Okay. Given this graph, okay, there is a function h of x. Given this graph, the function is linear. Okay, you're going to find out this and tell me. Okay, I'll know who all understood. If the function h is linear, what is the value of h of 15? See, it depends on how you understood. Let's see. See, this is all application, but the concept is already explained. It's not directly related to any of the question. We didn't solve at all. But would you be able to solve this?
Yeah, I could.
Yeah, I think so too. Only when you apply, you will be able to actually. Yeah, this is a good one. Let's see. Let's solve the next question. Next question is as well a little tricky. I'll wait, guys. Let me know who solves and who is not able to. I'm absolutely fine if you're not able to. Don't worry about it.
Miss
That
Priya,
seems correct, Anirudh. Good job. Shragvi, very nice.
Miss Priya's mine, she's correct.
I'm checking ma. Correct, Manav. Ashruta, okay. Parvini, that's not correct, Parvini. Dhwani, correct, ma. Manav, you want to explain Siddhi or
Yeah, I can explain.
sure, go ahead. Next time I'll give it to Shragvi. Go ahead.
Okay. So if it's linear, you can like find the equation. So can I draw?
Yeah, please. You want me to write? I'll write. Anything is okay.
Okay. Actually, I'll draw. I'll do it.
Go ahead then.
So if the graph is linear, then you can like find the slope because the slope is constant throughout the entire graph. So you can take like these 2 points, 5, and then you use the slope formula to find the slope,
Mm-hmm.
which is 5 minus 17
Mm-hmm.
or 4 plus 4.
Yeah, that's the AROC, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
And then that's minus 12 over 8,
Mm-hmm.
which is also minus 3 over 2.
Mm-hmm.
So then you have one part of the equation.
Mm-hmm.
So but you're missing the b value. So what you can do is
Makes sense. So
you
are
can
you taking these two intervals next, Manav?
yes.
Okay, so you're
No,
computing.
the way I solved it was I just found out the full equation and just put 15 for x.
15 minus 4 divide by whatever the question mark minus 5, correct?
Yeah.
Minus 3 by 2 will be equal to 11 by x minus 5. That is the x point which we don't know, correct? So 22 will be equal to minus 3x plus 15. Minus 3x will be equal to what?
Miss Priya,
Something feels wrong. Go ahead.
you put the x values on top.
I am sorry, lady. See, that's why I'm not getting the proper answer. Thank you. 15 minus 4 divide. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. One second. Give me 1 second. What is going on, guys? Give me a minute. I'm not able to erase anything on the board. Good. Okay. Let me redo, please. I put the x and x values on top. Wait. I'll come. Okay. So here, let's do this one. X was up, right? So 15 minus 4, y minus 5. So that will be equal to y minus 5 by 11 minus 33 will be equal to 2y minus 10 minus 4. Oh my God, what is going on? Yeah, minus 23 will be equal to 2y. Y will be equal to minus 23 by 2 is what I'm getting, which is minus 11.5. Any questions? This was a challenging question. Did you get it? Krish, you got it, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. So now let's move on. I would really want to know which of these is correct. This is a hard question too, again. Okay. At the end of every class, I will try to give questions like these. Let's see. But I want to go to the next topic, finish that as well. Let's see. After this, how about this? The function P is given by what? G of x plus 1 minus g of x, meaning there are two different points, x and x plus 1. Okay, for those 2 points, whatever the graph value, the difference in their graph value, g of x is a quadratic function. Okay, now, now p of x equal to 2. Which of the following state, the difference between them, meaning see, basically the difference between their y values is a positive 2. That is the only thing that's given. Okay, now which of these is true is what, meaning there can be multiple answers for this. Multiple answers in the sense it's not just one answer. There can be multiple statements that are true. I want you to analyze each of this and let me know which are all true. There are three possibility statements given. So which one can be true? That's what I want to know. P is positive and constant. Yeah, we know that is equal to 2. The graph of G has a positive slope. See, basically the slope. Oh my God. Okay. I want you to think. G of x plus 1 minus g of x, it will be divided by 1 because x plus 1 minus x will be your denominator. So the slope is basically, I don't know, guys. You go ahead and try and let me know.
These are all the choices, right? There's just no more.
What is it?
There's no more choices except this.
No more choices. Here you are going to tell which statements are all true. 2 and 3, 1 and 3, 2 and 1. Anything can be true.
Okay.
But there are some true statements. Definitely there are some false statements too. See, think about this. See, here, if you are finding the slope, how will you find the slope? G of x plus 1 minus g of x divided by x plus 1 minus x. So, whatever is this is your slope. So, what do you say about that? They've already given that p of x is equal to 2. So, what do you think?
Wait, do I shout out or no?
Yeah, shout out. It's just a
I
discussion.
think one is false and two and three
One
is
is
true.
false. Huh? Manav, you have 2 and 3 correct. How? Dhwani, you have an answer, ma?
I think 2 is correct.
You think 2 is correct. But how do you say that? You can't say, see, concave up and concave down comes
I think
only when you know the rate of change across several intervals, right?
I thought that since it's a quadratic graph, that's the only one supporting that it's a quadratic graph, because the other two options, it says positive slope. We don't know that it has a positive slope either. So then none of the answer choices are correct.
Uh-huh. How about 3? What do you think about 3?
I think it does because if the slope is positive, then it would probably increase.
Slope is positive, it would probably increase. I agree with that. Number 3 is true.
But
But
number one isn't because quadratic functions have one side where it increases and decreases. So it can't always have a positive slope.
it can't, yeah. Yeah, in that case is
Miss Priya,
yeah, ma.
I think if the AROC, since 3 is true, if that means that the AROC is increasing, then wouldn't 2 be true too? Because that's what decides if the concave goes up or down.
G is increasing. Concave up means it has to go down and go up, right? You see what I mean, huh? Meaning the slope should go down and then it should go up. What I am saying is, okay, let's go back. Okay, so here, if it is concave up means, let's say if it is concave up, concave down, what will happen for it to be concave up or concave down? The slope of a graph should increase and then the slope of the graph should decrease. Am I making sense? Hmm?
Yeah.
Concave up, na, the slope of the graph should go down and then the slope of the graph is going to go up. Correct?
Mm.
Miss Priya,
Yeah, go ahead.
so 2 won't be an answer?
2
Because,
won't be an answer, is my thought.
but then how can 3 be an answer? You don't know that. Because, like, 2 could also be the answer. Because at a point when it's concaved up, it is increasing.
Let's say this is x plus 1. Okay, the slope is positive. So this is x plus 1. This is x, comma. Um, the difference between them is 2 positive. You see here, meaning this is at a higher point. Okay, this is, let's say, 3. This is, let's say, 1. Now, what can you tell about them? Because p is positive and constant, the graph of G has a positive slope. The P is positive and constant, G is increasing. Okay. Okay. Okay, I'll tell you why. Here, I clearly see this and this are correct. This is incorrect. Why? P is positive and constant. See, P is positive and constant means, only this part of the graph is given to you. Yes, it is a quadratic function. Completely see it. Okay, but we cannot assume anything. Now, P of x is equal to 2. Okay, so the difference between them, the y values is 2. So what does it tell? Meaning there is a point x plus 1 point in a quadratic curve. So we are trying to understand what happens to that part of the graph, right? Now here, P is positive and constant means what? Meaning x plus 1's y value is greater than x's y value, correct? Then in that case, can I say it as a positive slope?
But it won't always have a positive slope though.
The graph of G, Manav, just because it is given as the quadratic function, you're saying this part of the graph does not have a positive slope, but we are not at all considering that part of the graph, right?
No.
So we are only considering only what is given, right? Because P is positive and constant, the graph G is concave up. We can't say that. With this, we can't say. We need more inputs to say that it is concave up or concave down. Only one slope is given, right? So we can't say. We have to see what happens in the other part of the slope. Then only it can go here or it can go here. We don't know. So you cannot conclude that it is concave up based on just the fact that there is 3 for this difference between the 2 points, because P is positive and constant. Yeah, P is positive and constant. Definitely the graph is G is increasing. See, okay, my thought is G of X is a constant function, but we are only talking about a piece of the graph is what I feel, but I can check on this answer next week and come back. Okay, let's see who is right and who is wrong. I don't have the solution for this right off. Can I come back to this question next week? Mana, will you remind me?
Yeah, I will.
Okay, we'll definitely discuss this. This is very interesting. So I thought of putting it out to you. Cheryl and Siddhi, did you follow?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but let's see. Okay, meaning I do understand. See, definitely the second one is not correct. Okay, but only my thought about this was P is positive and constant. G is increasing, I support, because we are only talking about that part of the graph, and the graph of G always is a positive slope. Again, I feel like you guys are taking the rest of the quadratic equation graph and then thinking that it may have negative and positive slope. But considering what is given, right, it just has a positive slope. But anyway, let me come back. Okay, now I really want to go ahead with, can I take another 5-10 minutes of your time, guys? You can do this. We did not even go to 1.4, right? Let's see. Okay, now how about this? This is polynomial functions and rates of change. We discussed only linear and quadratic, right? So we are going to discuss polynomial functions. So before I get into polynomial functions, right, what is the leading coefficient? Is this in standard form? This is polynomial functions and rate of change.
No, it's not.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
Is this in standard form?
No, it's
You could
missing.
simplify.
It's missing 0x.
What, Amma?
It's missing like in between 6x squared and 10. It's missing 0x.
Okay, so, okay, how about this? 8x power of 4. See, only requirement for a polynomial is it should be decreasing powers of x. That's all, right?
Yeah.
So it is in standard form. Manav, does it make sense?
Oh, so you don't need the 0x for
Yeah, no, it doesn't need all the powers of x, but it cannot have something like this. This is not in standard form. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, now which is the leading coefficient?
8.
8, good job. 8, the highest power of x is a coefficient, right? And leading coefficient is 8. And what is the degree of this polynomial?
4.
4.
4, good. And what is the leading term?
8x to the
8x
4th
power of 4, entire thing with the max power of x. Can I move on?
Yeah.
Okay, so these things you have to know before even we get into polynomial functions and their rate of change. Now you know how to find out degree, you know how to find out leading coefficient, and then what? Yes. How about this? Do you know what are extremas? Extremas in the sense, let's see. Let's say a polynomial function is like this. Okay, now How about it stops here, let's say. What is this? What is this? What is this point called?
Uh,
Is it a maximum, can I say?
yeah.
Yeah.
What
Can I say what is this point?
A
minimum?
minimum?
Minimum.
Minimum. What is this point? Another minimum.
Yeah.
What is this point? Maximum. Maximum.
Yeah.
Okay. Now there is a big difference coming up. There, with respect to maximum in minimas, right? With respect to maximum, it can be a local or relative maximum, or it can be a global or absolute maximum. What is the difference between the two? The highest of all maximums is called global or absolute maximum. The other maximums, right, in a graph, that is called a local or a relative maximum. Any questions here? Siddhi, Anirudh, are you following?
Yeah, I'm following.
Okay, there is minimum. So now what minimum is this? What minimum is this?
Global.
Global minimum or absolute minimum. What minimum is this? Relative or local?
Relative.
Local.
Yeah, relative or local. You can say relative minimum or local minimum. Okay. Now, let me go ahead and ask you. If I say the y value, let's say f of minus 1 is negative 3. F of um, f of 2, okay, is a positive 5. Do you think between these two intervals, is there a 0? 0 of a polynomial function is the place where it is going to cut the x-axis. It is otherwise called a root or an x-intercept. You know that, correct? Suppose if I give you this f of minus 1 is a minus 3 and f of 2 is a 5, can you tell me whether you can expect a root? This is a negative 3. This is a positive 5. Do you think that there will be a root in between this interval? Guys, am I making sense?
Yes.
So then, do you think between these two intervals, do you think there will be a root? This one is a negative, this one is a positive. So definitely the value of the graph has changed from a negative value to a positive value. So it should have crossed the x-axis in between that interval. Am I making sense? Parvini, are you understanding?
Yeah.
Funny, how about you, Ma?
Yeah.
Suppose let's say f of 2 is a 5, f of 4 is a negative 7. Do you expect a root to be in there between this interval?
No.
Yes.
Why, Ma? From positive, it changed to a negative, right? So it should have crossed the x-axis, correct? Parvini, are you getting it?
Wait. I thought it was like you went from 2 to 4.
Yeah, see, don't see the x value, right? 2 and 4. You have to see the y value of the graph. It moved from 5 to negative 7.
Oh, I thought it was just 7. Sorry.
Okay, similarly, minus 3, negative to positive or positive to negative, the graph value changes. Automatically, there is a 0 in between. Does it make sense? Manav, is it making sense?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay. Now, let me ask you this. I have a function, a polynomial function with these values. Are there a guaranteed minima? Are there a guaranteed extrema? Are there a guaranteed extrema? Are there a guaranteed extrema? That means 0 is a 6, 3 is a 2, 6 is a 0, 10 is a 0. Are there a guaranteed extrema? You see,
Yeah.
what is a guaranteed extrema? Guaranteed minimum or a maximum? What do you think about the graph? Guys, let me know something, guys.
I think there's a guaranteed minimum between 6 and 10.
Good. That's what they're asking. There is a guaranteed minimum between 6 and 10. So, yes, there is a guaranteed extrema. Make sense?
Wait, could it also be a maximum?
Could it be a maximum? Yeah,
yeah.
there can be a maximum as well. Okay. In that case, this root would have had a multiplicity of 2 and it might have come like this. Make sense?
Yeah.
So it could have been a maximum or it could have been a minimum. However, since 6 is meeting at 0 and 10 is meeting at 0, I asked only if there is a guaranteed extrema. I did not ask minimum or a maximum.
Yeah, then there is one.
Yep, then there is one. Yes. Similarly, how about this? Is there a guaranteed extrema between these intervals of a polynomial function? Please, I will extend, I'll finish quickly. How about this? Is there a guaranteed go ahead. Go ahead, guys. 057. Is there a
Do
guaranteed
we
extrema?
tell you or put in the chat?
Shout out, ma. This is just
There's no.
there is no guaranteed extrema.
It goes
Not
up straight in
yep,
a line.
Yep. I agree. Okay. Now let me finish with this. Okay. How many of you remember how to find whether it is an even function or an odd function graphically and algebraically?
Like the number of zeros
I
you
forgot
had.
algebraically. I think I know how to do it graphically.
Algebraically?
Yeah, I don't know. I forgot that.
Okay, odd even function you should be able to determine. Okay, and I would, yeah, how about this? One thing I want you to notice is, see here, if it is a linear function, it's going to be like this. If it is a quadratic function, it's going to be like this or like this, right? So particularly if it is even degree polynomial can be x square x power of 4. It's going to be like this, or y equal to minus x square or minus x power of 4. It's going to be like this. Am I making sense? Y equal to x cube function is going to be like this, right? So here, do you see if it is x square, right? If it is just x square, the leading coefficient is positive, means there is a guaranteed minimum. If there is a negative x power of 2, right, there is a guaranteed maximum. Am I making sense? If it is an odd power polynomial, right? If the highest power is odd degree, right? You can say that there is no absolute maximum or minimum because it goes to infinity on one side, minus infinity on the other side, end behavior. Does that make sense? Krish, are you following?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll continue this polynomial function next week. Okay, we are definitely going slow. Okay, I actually wanted to do 4, but we did 1.5, which is still okay. It happens like this. Let's see. Okay, so now I'll give you only one piece homework. Next week I'll combine 2 or 3 and give all the homework. Okay, so the other half I'll cover next week with 1 or 2 more topics. So you can do it next week, a bunch of homework. This week only one topic will be covered, that is on linear and quadratic AROC. Okay. Okay, guys, I'll stop here. But bring calculators for next week.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
Miss Priya.
Bye. Thanks for your
Miss Priya,
patience.
thank
Miss
you.
Priya.
Bye, ma.